From Cedar Lake Speedway in Wisconsin, it's another edition of the Coast to Coast Racing League as Cool Ray and the Oswegan Speedway present to you Monday Night Madness, week number 7 of the 2023 winter season. And we've got some great championship battles so far happening as we have passed the halfway mark. We begin as always with our Rebels coverage. The Rebels brought to you by Langdon Mechanical. And we're so glad you could join us here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Marty Sakala with you. We'll be joined alongside Dean Reynolds later on here in the show. No Isaac Salas once again tonight. So we get set to go for the Cedar Lake Speedway, one of the best dirt tracks iRacing has to offer. Whether it be tacky, whether it be slick, it is always a phenomenon to watch. Multi-group racing all the way around, and you just never know what's going to happen, especially if we get two guys battling for the win on the final lap. Just moments away here from beginning our action, and while we wait for our heat racing to begin, once we wait for the pill draw to wrap up, let's take an opportunity and take a look at the point standings coming on in, and these are the point standings with drops. The drops are included currently at the moment. So these are not what you see on the Coast to Coast Racing League website. These have been calculated. These have the drops. Right now, two drivers currently in the battle for the championship. Kurt Schatzer, Kyle Sargent, currently separated by 5 points. Joseph Grandy is third with 298. Roger Craig fourth, 296. And Preston Kramer is fifth with 269. Well, we are just about ready to go here for our first action of heat races this evening. Heat race number 1 is brought to you by Langdon Mechanical. Langdon Mechanical, the second to none heat and air conditioning company in the Camp Hamilton area, and promise our customers our own professionally trained Langdon specialists will be there personally every step of the way. We guarantee your customer satisfaction from start to finish, including sales, installation, and maintenance service of your heating and or cooling system. Every equipment sale, installation, and maintenance service call we make is backed 100% by Langdon. Starting lineup for our first heat race looks like this. Mike Kramer was set to start on pole, but he is starting from the rear. And so the lineup looks like this. Michael Birthday and Brandon Templeton, row number 1. Nick Schell, Andy Pat in row 2. Mike Cranmer in row number 3, Brian Dickens and Dustin Sargent. And Mike Kramer starting from the rear. Kramer had some internet issues last week, and it's continued to deal with those issues. So with that, he will start from the rear of his heat to avoid causing trouble in that one. Car count is under 24, so every driver will make it in this evening. Top 4 go directly to the feature. Bottom 2 down for extra practice in our B main. Winner starts on pole position tonight. Of course, again, round and pill draw for heat racing, and we're underway. Birthday hips the Turi tires, and Templeton didn't expect that coming. Patty does a wheelie far wide down the back chute, and Dustin and Andy are hooked together like a couple on a date. Patton goes sliding into the grass, and we pretty much have the top 4 set and labeled for you. Templeton, Birthday, Dickens, and Patton at the moment. Or Patton, Sargent, Templeton, and Birthday. You see Sargent kick up the wall, opens up the door for Templeton to take a piece underneath for P2. We're having some technical difficulties with our system here at the moment. Actually, no, this is right here. Templeton underneath for the lead on Dustin Sargent. We'll see if he can take that away. Right on board. Three laps to go, coming to 2 this time by here in our Heat 1. Sargent around the outside. Actually right in the 6th position, so it's Templeton with the race lead. Michael Birthday, though, tries to close in. He takes a peek underneath on Templeton. We're coming to the white flag. 1 more lap to go. And Brian Dickens makes it a 3-man battle for this heat win. Ooh, Birthday got sideways off of 2, and I think that's going to cost him. Templeton will win Heat 1. The race for second is on here at the line. I think Dickens nipped him barely by 7,000ths of a second. Waited until the last second. Well done. And so now we move on to Heat Race number 2. Heat Race 2 is brought to you by Venom Racing, an official team of the Coast to Coast Racing League. John Rayner and Rich Holland make up row number 1. Roger Craig and Will Sargent on row 2. Gary Taylor and Joe Backus in row number 3. And then Kyle Sargent starts from P7. John Rayner starting from the rear, which moves Roger Craig up into pole position. Let us know as well who you're rooting for in the chat. We'll be sure to give you a shout out on the air. And so glad you could join us here for our B Division Rebels coverage. Always had some good racing. 1 lap to go until we get the green flag. There's a look at Roger Craig, Rich Holland, Gary Taylor, your top 3. Winner starts on the outside next to Brandon Templeton for our feature tonight. Steve King Foundation Pace Truck makes the left-hand turn into pit road, and we are set for the green flag for our second heat race, and it's on. Great jump from Rich Holland, and Roger Craig did not time that start the best, but we're 3 wide for third. Gary Taylor, ooh, there was some contact as well about amongst the front. Craig goes up the track, he leads the opening lap. The captain and Holland tangle off of turn 4. Also a close call between those two as they're 2 by 2 off the corner. Look out, Gary's around flipping. And you've also got Backus flipping as well in turn 3. And on the side he goes. That puts Holland down to 4th with Rayner looking around the outside. They start to lose some time, but here's the race for the lead. Kyle Sargent looks around the outside of Roger Craig for the, oh my! They touched wheels and Kyle Sargent's on for the ride. A lot of crazy action here, and Roger Craig is just about 3 laps away from pole position. The Salty Dogs will be proud about that one for sure. Let's show you the replays here. First off, Gary Taylor and Joe Backus. Just came up into Holland, and he's on for the ride. I think there was some contact between Will Sargent and Joe Backus, and then this was the race for the lead. Craig just came, oh, I've done that before as well with the modifieds. That's always tough, especially with the way the pit road is. The pit is on exit. So that puts Kyle down to 4th, but meanwhile, checkers are out. Roger Craig wins heat 2. 2nd, Will Sargent. 3rd, Rich Holland. And 4th to John Rayner. So the Bassman starts on the outside of row number 1. As we move into what I believe is our final heat race. Just waiting for everyone to cross the start-finish line here. And we are good. Heat race number 3 brought to you by the Salty Dogs race team, composed of many of the senior members of the Coast to Coast Racing League have been released from the home to create havoc and chaos on the track. Whenever 3 or more dogs are in a race, a dog bone will be awarded to the highest finisher. And congratulations as well to the Salty Dogs race team, one of 2 Coast to Coast Racing League teams that were in the Daytona 24 this weekend. I was actually an honorary member, a part of that team, because they needed someone at the last second. And we finished in 23rd amongst our split, so not bad, just in the halfway portion of things. So definitely a great run, completed all 24 hours, didn't even get 100X, so that was awesome. Joseph Grandy and Steve Bixler on row number 1, Preston Kramer and Gavin Chatham on row number 2, and in row 3, Kurt Schatzer, your points leader in the Rebels, and Brad Waite. Drivers following the Steve King Foundation Pace Truck, formed to help the dirt track racing community across the country by providing financial assistance to drivers, pit crew members, race officials, track ops personnel, and the immediate families of those individuals who suffer serious illness, injury, or death. Winner starts inside of row number 2. 6 drivers make up this heat race. Bixler and Grandy bring us to green, and we're on their way. Grandy gets away with the jump. Preston Kramer takes a peek underneath, but Grandy holds on for right now. Bixler on the thin cushion at the moment, trying to dust the top off. Into second he goes, and it's Schatzer around the top shelf on Kramer for P3. Kramer's in the lane he doesn't want to be at right now. The high side seems to be the place to go. If you look closely, you can see how very slick it is, and there's some contact between Schatzer and Bixler for P2. Can the clear be made by Superman today as he right on board? Look how close Bixler was, and around goes, man, around goes all 4 of them except for Bixler. Kramer and Waite are stuck. Chatham gets away with P4. And Grandy pretty much has P1. Grandy and Schatzer have 1 and 2 pretty much all wrapped up unless they touch. Let's show you a replay of what just happened there. So, Bixler, I think, may have gained a little bit too much and didn't want to hit him, and Chatham just hit Bixler. Nice save as well from the mayor. I guess you can say the same thing too for Gavin Chatham. So Bixler is down into P4 and challenges the 99 for third. He's gonna run as he cannot just yet. He right on board with the 75. Final lap underway in Heat 3. Joseph Grandy against Kurt Schatzer. Winner starts in third. We'll see what happens off of turn number 4. Grandy takes the win in the heat. Schatzer second. Chatham third, and as he passed as Bixler finishes in fourth. Kramer and Waite will get some extra practice time in our B main. And that is where we are headed right now. The B main brought to you by Gambler Motorsports. Team was also in the Daytona 24. The General Andy Patton and Kyle Sargent on row 1. Preston Kramer, the Ayla Outlaw, and Big Money Dustin Sargent, row number 2. Gary Taylor and the captain and Brad Waite, row number 3. Then Mike Kramer and Joe Backus round out your top 8. Again, everyone makes the show. The car count tonight for the Rebels is set at 20. Great to see 20 Rebels here. Again, top 10 in our 25-lap feature, and later on we'll go into our Renegades feature, but there are some that are ineligible. For starters, you got to make sure your IL is above 220 and it's under 200, and some other stuff as well. I believe it's just those, yeah, due to excessive IL. We'll give you your drivers in the top 10 that transfer in a bit. Drivers down the back chute here. Again, just for fun in this B main, a little extra practice time for the drivers. Ready for the green flag. Sargent's look to get a drive off the corner, nearly free wide. It's Kyle with the edge. Here comes Dustin, who looks to go 2 for 1 in the span of a lap, which he does, blows past both Kramer and Patton, but the General fights back down on the baby bottom as Dustin clears and now challenges Kyle for P1. The Premier teammates go at it. Dustin tucks it back in line, just wants to follow Kyle. No need to wreck the car in this one to try and which would force them to start in the back of the field. Best battle is for 4, Brad Waite and Preston Kramer. Right on board here with the driver of the 814. Nice line off of turn 4. Preston's just testing out with his setup, I think, on the slip to see if he gets a lot of bite off the corner. But right now it's just not working out for him as this cushion is starting to thick up right next to the wall. Still your race leader, Dustin in second. You see Dustin testing the send it line. So later on, perhaps. Kyle opening up a nice gap though here on Dustin. See what he can do with it, but Dustin closes and Dustin looks better in the center of corners and in the exits compared to the entries. So Andy Patton third, Brad Waite fourth, Preston Cranmer fifth, Gary Taylor, Joe Backus raced for sixth. He's right on board here with the captain. Backus with a run, Gary shuts the door. Close quarters racing there at its finest. White is out, one left to go. Dustin got the wall though in turn 2. Nice save to prevent him from hopping over the wall and forcing him to start from tail end. Kyle Sargent, meanwhile, takes the checkers in our B main, and he will start from position number 13 tonight. So now it's time for our Osh Weekend Speedway warm-up watch. As you look at your favorite drivers here on the racetrack, and meanwhile, while we are at it, let's not forget about what's coming up next week on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. And that is the Winter Nationals, brought to you by Salty Dogs Team, Coast to Coast Racing League, the Jim Brown Memorial Winter Nationals, I should say, as well. And that is benefiting the Race Against Childhood Cancer. 4 classes go at it: 305 and 360 sprints, and 358 and big block modifieds. Racing all 4 classes. One class is $10, 2 is $15, 3 is $20, and all 4 $25. But now those are up by $5 as we are past the early bird entry deadline. And we've got qualifying nights on Monday and Tuesday. I'll be broadcasting qualifying night number 1. I'll be at 7 o'clock right here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. And we've got our on the first 2 nights as well, we've got vet and volunteer only races, looking to get provisionals in the events. And then Wednesday night is Soup Night as well. That'll take place at 7 p.m. It's a lot of exciting events to happen there. 305s is 30 laps. The 360s are 50 laps. 358's 40 laps, and the big blocks 75 laps. There will be an overall Winter Nationals champion. So that's something to keep in mind and definitely look forward to for sure. There's Kurt Schatzer again. 5-point lead on Kyle Sargent with the drops coming in. Hello to Brandon Dittmer, who says Roger better take advantage of his second place starting spot. I hope he does. I would love to see a Bassman victory. That'd be pretty cool. And all the Winter Nationals as well, you can watch right here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. All right, so we are set to go here. Looking forward to this one. Let's meet the field for our 25-lap feature. Here is the Super Dirt Car Series starting lineup. On the front row, it's Brandon Templeton in the 31, very good at Cedar Lake, so definitely a threat for tonight. And next to him, the Bass Man, Roger Craig in the 747, his highest start of the year. Row number 2, Joseph Grandy in the 518, and Brian Dickens in the 122. Row 3, Will Sargent in the 092, and Superman Kurt Schatzer in the 218, your points leader. Row number 4, Michael Birthday in the 95, and Rich Holland in the 116. Rounding out your top 10 for tonight, Gavin Chatham in the 99, and Nick Schell in the 58. Row number 6 is JR John Rayner in the 302, and the Mayor Steve Bixler in the 75. Row 7, Kyle Sargent in the 91, and Dustin Big Money Sargent in the 77. Row 8, the General, Andy Patton in the 87, and Brad Waite in the 814. Row 9, the Ayla Outlaw, Preston Cranmer in the 07, and the Captain, Gary Taylor in the 34. And starting from 19th on the grid, Joe Backus in the 46. No call for Mike Cranmer on the grid this evening. See the field rolling off here as we're just about a lap away from the green flag. My pick to win it tonight? You know what? I'm going to go with Joseph Grandy in the 518. Came oh so close to winning the Rebels event last week. I think he could do it this week. But it's all going to come down to maybe one man that could make his way up from 8th. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Michael Birthday, who has won 3 straight races in our B division. Steve King Foundation Pace Truck makes the left-hand turn to pit road. It's time for the race against childhood cancer start. Templeton against the Bass Man, your front row underway. Templeton gets the jump off of turn number 2. Brian Dickens makes his way up to the runner-up spot. Joseph Grandy is in third, but it's Templeton that leads left. Trouble off of turn 4. We've got Patton, Rayner, and Kyle Sargent, who was second in points coming in. And I believe we've got some extracurriculars, and it involves Kurt Schatzer. Kurt Schatzer is involved in the 218. Well, this just got interesting. Let's take a look at the Mount Malcolm's Mills mill running replay. Here's what brought out our opening yellow. That's Rayner we're focused on here. Did him and Sargent just about hook, and they did with Patton in front. So luckily they saved it here, but what was the aftermath with Will and Kurt? They were 3 wide up the top. Schatzer tried the crossover. Ooh, they just slightly touched. And Chatham's also involved as well. They slightly spin, and ooh, a lot of net code for the 092 as well. So, but that will put your points leader to the back as he'll merge in. Brandon Templeton, your race leader, and we did not complete a lap before the caution flag. So the big winner in all that is Roger Craig, as he makes his way, as he was in 4th off of turn 4. He is in 2nd. Joseph Grandy 3rd. Brian Dickens, the biggest loser of that. He goes back into the 4th position after being 2nd at the time. And Michael Birthday, the biggest winner in my opinion, from 8th all the way, or from 7th, excuse me, all the way up to 5th. Time for the first mission 22 restart of the evening as we're back to green, and immediately Templeton checks out of the hotel, doesn't waste any time. Craig is 2nd, Grandy 3rd, Dickens 4th, but look at Michael Birthday ripping the top once again. This is what he's been so good at all season, but Dickens slams the door right in his face, crosses it back. They're wing to wing entering turn number 3. And now Birthday not on his preferred training wheels line. Oh, we have it sideways, and that's Grandy. Grandy goes around and collects more in the process. Shell Bixler also involved as the caution flies. Here's what happened to the 518 who was running in P3. Looked underneath on Roger Craig, who he clipped the Tory tires, and around he went, and Brian Dickens has nowhere to go, and same with Steve Bixler. That's unfortunate. Let's ride on board where Nick Schell is. I don't know if we got his perspective on what went down. Watch Grandy there. You see he clips the tires as he misses it. Ooh, up on his side he goes. Back on all. I don't know if they're going to call that as him going around or not. Be interesting to see what his score there. They're ruling him in the 10th position. So Templeton's still your leader, and with that, that moves the driver of the 95 into 3rd spot. He is looking for an unprecedented 4th straight win, which we rarely see in the Coast to Coast Racing League. Back to the green flag as Templeton gets them going. Let's watch Birthday up on the top. Looks to get past Roger Craig for 2nd. Craig may want to slam the door in his face, but the Bass Man just hugs the bottom, and Birthday just gets a smooth drive into P2. He goes. Look who else joins the party. Gavin Chatham and Dustin Sargent, who was 2nd in the B main. He's up 9 spots into making 10 spots in the 4th. If he can get past Chatham, who just rolled the wall, and he does. But how about Preston as well, up 12 into 5th. Very impressive. This could be mug-worthy here, guys. I'm not kidding as well when I say that, but the caution is out for Joe Backus, and I believe as well Nick Schell. Let's see what happened here to the driver of the 46. Racing with Schatzer in the rear. They were trying to make their way back up. You see Backus with some wing damage. There's the contact with Schell. Around goes Joe. And a nice save. We'll give him credit there. Cushion definitely helped him out. Unfortunately, race control has to call a caution. So we'll see here. The lights still on here. They are off the Steve King Foundation pace truck. So Brandon Templeton leads, but he's got company behind in Michael Birthday in 2nd. Roger Craig 3rd, Dustin Sargent 4th, Preston Cranmer 5th, Gavin Chatham 6th, Rich Holland 7th, Rich Holland 8th, Gary Taylor 9th, and Kyle Sargent is 10th. 17 drivers on the lead lap at the moment. Here's the Mission 22 restart. And Templeton fires, but not a big gap as he had on the previous restart, because Michael Birthday is closing in. But we know one thing for sure, is that Templeton will not give the top up, especially at Cedar Lake. And if you know Michael Birthday very well, Birthday is pretty good at throwing some sliders, so you just never know what's going to happen in that regard. Let's go to the race here for 5th, as this is around the outside, 3 wide into 1. Gavin Chatham looking to go 2 for 1 off the corner. Can he use it to his advantage? Past Roger Craig, he does. Blows his way past the host of the Pitside Podcast. Watch it on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. There you go. Your free plug there. Birthday catches the wall off turn 4. Hasn't done that a lot this season. Templeton, though, catches it in the center of 1 and 2. Craig now hanging on to 6th spot. That's Kyle Sargent that looks on the top shelf. I think Kyle just nipped him at the line for 6th, as we have got 11 laps to go at the line this time by, and there is lap traffic ahead for Brandon Templeton. This could get interesting. Will the lap cars dive down? Oh, we got a wreck in turn 3, I believe. Nope, we don't. I'm sorry. That was just a camera perspective. Lap cars go to the bottom. Let the leaders go up top. Great move for them with 10 laps to go. They work their way past Joe Backus, which they do. Let's watch as well Michael Birthday as he tries to close in. Next guy they'll catch is Steve Bixler and Joseph Grandy who are going to be battling for position. You see a bad exit for Brandon Templeton. Michael Birthday closes in just a bit. But Birthday with 2 hands full off of turn 4. 8 to go. This is an exciting race here off the corner. Templeton to the bottom. Hits the Tory tires. Grady rode the wall. Some contact between those two that were battling for the win late in the race last week. But Templeton's still in it, though. Excuse me, Birthday's still in it. With 7 to go, it's going to be 6 at the line. Birthday hanging on for dear life. Templeton's Birthday's win streak is on the line here as Brandon Templeton wants to take it away. Birthday testing the slider line out, but it's not going to work just yet. Nice entry, though, for Birthday. 5 laps to go. How much did he close in is the question. Next driver they will catch is Gary Taylor, who's about a quarter of a track away. Templeton runs a defensive line on Michael Birthday. 4 laps to go with the Cedar Lake Speedway. Again, this is one of the most exciting dirt tracks in iRacing, and when 2 drivers are in it, they're going to have a chance to win it. Birthday sends it, flips into the Tory tires for just a moment. 3 laps to go. Birthday not giving up just yet. Templeton, though, beautiful exit off turn 2 compared to Birthday. A horrible corner for the 95 in 1 and 2. He's going to have to hope for a caution. 2 laps to go for Brandon Templeton. It would be the 2nd win of the year for the 31. His first one came at the season opener at Port Royal. White flag is in the air, final lap, and a straightaway lead for the 31 dirt track bank ride. Lap traffic will not be an issue. They let him take the top. Brandon Templeton ends the streak a month. Michael Birthday, it's the 2nd win for him this season. Birthday in 2nd, Dustin Big Money Sargent in 3rd, and that is your hard charger of the race tonight, brought to you by All About Tie-Dye. So your top 3 will pose for a photo here, and looking amongst your drivers battling for the championship, Kyle Sargent got past. And both Kyle Sargent and Kurt Schatzer got past Roger Craig. And so Sargent and Schatzer finish in 5th and 6th. Though Sargent close in just a bit. And the championship stays at a single-digit mark. Again, as we've got the off week coming up here. And so we will get your top 3 here in the room shortly. And we've got Dustin Sargent in now, so we can talk with him.
Let's go.
Dustin, a great run for you, up 11 spots tonight from the B main. How did you make your way up there, especially that early?
I just, I was going into it thinking I'm just going to be patient and slowly pick them off. And then the car was really working. The Premier setup car was definitely hooked up tonight, and we just set sail up against the wall and just worked our way to the front.
Absolutely, man. You definitely did that for sure. Other than that, any other positive takeaways you had?
Just a little bit of setup tweaking. Car got pretty free towards the end of the race there. I think we'll just tighten her up a little bit more and go from there. So.
All right. Well, who do you want to give shout-outs to on this run?
Just give a shout out to Premier Racing Setups. Once again, they had the car on rails tonight. So
they definitely did. Hard charger of the race, Dustin. Great job, and hopefully we see you in the Renegades.
Sounds good, Marty. Have a good one.
You too. That's big money, Dustin Sargent, our 3rd place finisher here tonight. And actually, unfortunately, Dustin will not be able to transfer. We just looked at the card. Excessive IL coming in, so he will not be able to make it in, unfortunately. But we'll talk to your 2nd place finisher, Michael Birthday here. Michael, definitely unfortunate your winning streak comes to an end here tonight. I got to ask, though, when you were closing in on Templeton, you guys got past lap traffic. Was it the corners in 1 and 2 that probably sealed the deal best?
Yeah, I made a few little mistakes there. It happens sometimes, but man, that was a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Were you just testing out? I believe were you just testing out the slider line to see how it would work in case you and Templeton were still battling for the win with like 2 laps to go?
Yeah, and then I made a mistake down there on the tire, just like I did in the heat race. I probably deserve an EOL next week for that one. Honestly, it was all on me. But yeah, it just it was the top's hard getting into three there.
Absolutely. Did you expect as well Templeton to not give up on the top and as well expect him to play defense on the bottom?
Oh man, it was ripping up there. I mean, it was all I could do to just keep up with him. So I'm not sure I could have passed him.
Gotcha, gotcha. Well, who do you want to give shout outs to on this run?
All the boys at the Training Wheels Racing, and you guys as always. We'll probably see you here in a minute.
All right, sounds good. Best of luck in the Renegade, sir.
Thanks, man.
Michael Birthday is our second place finisher here tonight. And now it's time to go to Cool Ray Victory Lane to talk with your winner, Brandon Templeton, his second win of the season. You had to end the winless streak of Michael Birthday, and it gave you a tough one, but how does this win feel to get back in Victory Lane?
Oh, it felt pretty good. Just this track is so slick and gets so tricky. It's just feels good to complete the race, let alone finish in front of anyone. So, hats off to Michael. I know he was just all over me there. I was doing everything I could to keep him behind me. I didn't want to block, but at the same time, when the slider's coming, you got to throw the slider line to kind of keep him behind you. So that's what I did there. Learned that from several of the top guys here in Coast to Coast that's done it to me. So fair is fair, and picked up the win.
You caught that lap traffic pretty quick. I think it was quicker than I probably expected up here in the booth. Did that surprise you? And what'd you think about them giving up the top so you, Michael, and Dustin could race for the win?
Oh, they did an amazing job. I mean, when you get usually the guys back there, it's nothing against them. Usually, if they're back there, they're struggling with handling a little bit. So it's really nice to the way they gave me room and allowed us to work past them and still kind of keep racing a little bit. So yeah, those guys did a great job too. So it was just a good night overall.
Are you a big fan as well of Cedar Lake? I believe we've seen you win on this track many times and other series here.
Yeah, this track in like the 358 is probably one of my strongest, combos. So to come here and win in a sprint car when I've got a good setup under me, it doesn't surprise me.
That was a great run for you, man. Who do you want to give shout outs to?
I gotta thank Dirt Track Bank first and foremost. Thanks to Jay and everything he's doing for real racing. Supporting series all over the Midwest and nationally, supporting us in iRacing. Thanks to Joe Halter, Got Your Six Racing Network. Everything he's doing there with Mission 22 is pretty sweet. The HDR Hammer Down Racing team, Brian, Kurt, and Joe. We just talk all the time and help each other out. Huge thank you to M9 Setups. Absolutely wouldn't be here without him. Brian's helping us out with that, and tweaking them a little bit, getting setups that we can run up front, even as late model non-sprint car driver, as I call myself. So hats off to them. Extreme Images, Big C's Lawn Care, Melei's Makery. You for doing the stream, making everything exciting, everyone putting on the league. Thanks.
All right, man. We'll let you go. Best of luck in the Renegades.
Thanks.
Brandon Templeton, your race winner as he is in Cool Ray Victory Lane. Second time this season he has done it in the B Division Rebels. So big congratulations to him on getting the job done there. So you see the sun starting to set here in beautiful Wisconsin. Here is a look at the results here from tonight. So it's Templeton, Birthday, Sergeant Chatham, who plays Alphabet Soup tonight. Kyle Sargent, Kurt Schatzer, Preston Kramer, Roger Craig, Brad Waite, who's also playing Soup tonight, and Andy Patton. Those are the drivers that finish in the top 10. I believe of the drivers that finish in the top 10, Dustin Sargent, the lone man that will not be able to transfer. Everyone else is eligible to race in the A Division in just a couple of moments. When we come back, it is Renegades time here. We'll take an extended halftime break here. You're watching the Monday Night Madness on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
Hi, my name is Olivia Olson. I am an industrial engineering senior and club volleyball member here at Penn State.
And I'm Alex Ryan, a computer science senior and another club volleyball member. And we're excited to announce that we're planning to dance in Thon 2023.
Thon is a 46-hour, no sitting, no sleeping dance marathon aimed towards raising funds to support those affected by childhood cancer. It is the largest student-run philanthropy in the entire world. We'll be dancing in honor of one of our best friends, Jesse King. Jesse is also a part of club volleyball, but a lot of us would consider him family. Immediately, freshman year, Alex and I clicked with Jesse and all the other new members of club volleyball. We went to the dining hall together for a lot of our meals, spent weekends together, and ended up going on vacations together. It really does feel like family to us.
Going into junior year, Jesse was supposed to live with myself and a few of our other friends, but he was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma in March of 2021. He's been through chemotherapy, it's been a year since he's finished radiation, and we can officially say that he has no active cancer. Currently, he's undergoing physical and cognitive therapies.
Thanks to Thon and Four Diamonds, the King family and many other families have yet to see a bill related to medical expenses, hotels, parking, gas fees, and all other related travel expenses. It just goes to show that every dollar raised truly does go a distance. It allows families to focus on the recovery of their child as opposed to financial stress.
Because of this, we've got to spend a lot more time with Jesse and his family, who are the nicest people in the world. They throw awesome tailgates, and every time we see them, a little bit more of the Jesse that we know and love peeks through.
Until then, we are fully committed to the mission of Thon and Four Diamonds by raising funds to support the Kings and all the other families affected by childhood cancer.
With Thon less than 100 days away, we're asking that you consider donating. Regardless of the amount, it will make an immense impact. To donate to our donor drive, please scan the QR code or click the included link.
If donating isn't in your cards today, please share this video with those around you. Help us get our fundraising past the line.
This is a race that families can't afford to lose.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on GeForce TV.
At Coolray Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical, we've proudly been the leader in serving the Southeast since 1966. And nobody is more committed to delivering industry-leading excellence to the Nashville community than we are. We're number one because we've got the best and brightest HVAC technicians, plumbers, and electricians. And you can count on us 24/7, 7 days a week. Go to coolray.com to learn more.
It's Florida in February. Kick off 2023 with the Dirt Car Nationals at Volusia Speedway Park. Sprint cars, late models, and modifieds at the world's fastest half mile. World of Outlaw Sprint Cars and Dirt Car UMP Modifieds February 6th through the 11th. World of Outlaws Late Models and Super Dirt Car Series Big Block Modifieds February 13th through the 18th. Tickets and camping at dirtcarnationals.com. February 6th through the 18th at Volusia Speedway Park. Be there.
Hi, I'm Olivia Olson, Industrial Engineering Junior and club volleyball member here at Penn State. I'm very excited to say that Thon is right around the corner, just a month away. And for those of you that don't know, Thon is the largest student-run philanthropy in the entire world. They're committed to raising funds and supporting those who are affected by childhood cancer. This year, Thon is taking a very different meaning for me. Last March, just as the weather was getting ready to turn, we were all super excited to go play some more outdoor volleyball. One of my best buddies, Jesse King, went home for a routine checkup. Fast forward 60 days later, and he's just waking up from a medically induced coma. 6 months later, he's just being released from the hospital after being diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Now, kid's a fighter. He made it through chemo, radiation, and he's currently battling his way through extensive cognitive and physical therapies. He's doing great. He's finally letting out some of that personality that we've all been missing for so long. Luckily, the King family, thanks to 4 Diamonds, has yet to see a medical bill. There are a lot of families that can say the same out of all the good that's come out of this. So if you would like to join me and club volleyball in the fight against childhood cancer, please click the link to donate. Any size donation makes a world of difference for the King family and families alike. If donating at this time isn't the best option for you, please, 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 please share this video, because the more eyes on it, the better, and every dollar truly does make a difference. In addition, any thoughts, prayers, good vibes are always greatly appreciated, because we just want our best buddy back at school with us. All that being said, please always remember to never take anything for granted. Tell the people around you that you love them loud and often, and even the smallest acts can make a world of difference. Many thanks and lots of love from me and the club volleyball family and all of those being supported by Thon and 4 Diamonds.
All right, we are back on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. We are having some technical difficulties at the moment. We are getting a new session set up here. So with that being said, we will take another commercial break. When we come back, we will be set to go. Stay with us.
It's Florida in February. Kick off 2023 with the Dirt Car Nationals at Volusia Speedway Park. Sprint cars, late models, and modifieds at the world's fastest half mile. World of Outlaw Sprint Cars and Dirt Car UMP Modifieds February 6th through the 11th. World of Outlaws late models and Super Dirt Car Series Big Block Modifieds February 13th through the 18th. Tickets and camping at dirtcarnationals.com. February 6th through the 18th at Volusia Speedway Park. Be there.
Hi, I'm Olivia Olson, Industrial Engineering Junior and Club Volleyball member here at Penn State. I'm very excited to say that Thon is right around the corner, just a month away. And for those of you that don't know, Thon is the largest student-run philanthropy in the entire world. They're committed to raising funds and supporting those who are affected by childhood cancer. This year, Thon is taking a very different meaning for me. Last March, just as the weather was getting ready to turn, we were all super excited to go play some more outdoor volleyball. One of my best buddies, Jesse King, went home for a routine checkup. Fast forward 60 days later, and he's just waking up from a medically induced coma. 6 months later, he's just being released from the hospital after being diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Now, kid's a fighter. He made it through chemo, radiation, and he's currently battling his way through extensive cognitive and physical therapies. He's doing great. He's finally letting out some of that personality that we've all been missing for so long. Luckily, the King family, thanks to Four Diamonds, has yet to see a medical bill. There are a lot of families that can say the same out of all the good that's come out of this. So if you would like to join me and Club Volleyball in the fight against childhood cancer, please click the link to donate. Any size donation makes a world of difference for the King family and families alike. If donating at this time isn't the best option for you, please, 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 please share this video, because the more eyes on it, the better, and every dollar truly does make a difference. In addition, any thoughts, prayers, good vibes are always greatly appreciated, because we just want our best buddy back at school with us. All that being said, please always remember to never take anything for granted. Tell the people around you that you love them loud and often, and even the smallest acts can make a world of difference. Many thanks and lots of love from me and the Club Volleyball family and all of those being supported by Thon and Four Diamonds.
And we are back here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. We are ready. Yes, we are ready to go here at Cedar Lake Speedway for our A-Division Renegades. The Renegades brought to you by Dylan Westbrook Racing. Marty Scala with you on the call. Should be joined by Dean Reynolds. Look at that beautiful sunset. This is a sunset Dean would be proud of. Take a picture of that. Racetracks and Sunsets iRacing Edition. That's not bad of a sunset. I gotta give credit for that. We'll get a picture of that again when that shows up here. While we're at, let's take a look at the standings coming in. Brought to you by our good friends here at A&J Custom Creations. It's Patrick Spangler and Brendan Lacey tied for the lead despite all the wins that Brendan Lacey had with 390 has 392 points at the moment. Same with Patrick Spangler. Aiden Young is third with 351 points. Tyler Wilson fourth with 334 points. And Stephen Gollner is fifth with 332. Now, in case you follow the Coast to Coast Racing League Lounge group on Facebook, you probably know already that Vanderbilt Racing is undefeated coming in. And I announced alongside with Dean Reynolds earlier this week that we were going to put together a Vanderbilt bounty. So what happens is all 5 of the Vanderbilt cars have a bounty on them, and the winner has to be a Vanderbilt racing car. A Vanderbilt car must finish in the top 5, and if you're in a battle with the win, you cannot wreck the driver from Vanderbilt Racing to take the checkered flag and do it. So that's how that's going to work here. And there it is. There's the picture. All right. Getting that out of the way. But however, though, there's a big however. No Stephen Gollner, no Brennan Lacey here tonight. Kyle Moonan's here, and same with Barry Gollner, and no Ross Corina either. So, because of that, we have decided to move the beginning of the bounty to next week. Like, when we announced it, Kyle Moon then said, I don't think Brendan Lacey or Stephen Gollner are going to be here. So we said, okay, let's just move it to next week. So, the starting purse of $14.14 will not be on the line. If you're wondering how we calculated that, that's the first digit of every Vanderbilt number, then a decimal, then the remaining of the numbers after the decimal. So that calculates you up to $14.14. Now, when the bounty is active, and there is a Vanderbilt winner, or Vanderbilt's not in the top 5, then that bounty gets moved to the next race, increased by $1.01. So that's how that's going to work. Let's take a look at chat here, see who's rooting for who here. Joe Canella says, go get 'em dogs. Joe, great job in the Daytona 24. The Goose is watching on Twitch. Chad Cote, hello, sir. Hope you're doing well. But we are ready to go. Pill draw is complete. It's heat racing time. First heat race is brought to you by Langdon Mechanical. And here's the starting lineup. The Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker and Randy Shreves. That is row number 1. Michael Birthday and Bob DeGood are on row number 2. Chris Schaefer, Terry Landis in row 3. Then Blake Chapman and Andy Pat in row number 4. Couldn't get the official car count, but we'll see what happened. Gary Spangler says the bounty scared them. Now, I'm sure a bounty would not scare them. I know that for sure. So, but it's normal at short track race. And if you went to Fulton or Brewerton Speedway this year, I forgot which one it was, but Tim Sears Jr. was kicking butt at, I believe, one of those tracks. I think it was Brewerton, and a bounty got placed on him. A $300 bounty got placed on him by John White, the promoter of the track. And of course, remember the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series or Craftsman Truck Series a couple years ago in 2020, I think it was. Bounty was placed on Kyle Busch after he had won like 6 straight races or something. So, anyway, top 4 will transfer. We may have a last chance showdown. Who knows what's going to happen. So you probably want to finish in the top 4. Winner will start on pole for our 30-lap feature tonight. Each heat, 8 laps. We're ready for the green flag in this one. Shreves looks for a good exit on the corner, and he gets the lead early. Birthday in third. Bob DeGood in the final transfer spot. But Schaefer may take it with a bite. Some contact between Chapman and Landis. Teammates better be careful as they're going at it. Oh, look out, DeGood. That was not a DeGood move for him as he has flipped it. And into the infield, he takes the car. Shreves leads. Birthday second. We've got Schaefer and Barker and Landis in a great race for third, fourth, and fifth, respectively. Now the Salesman takes a peek out on the outside of Terry Landis, but Landis uses Barker as a pick, and Landis slides his way into the final transfer spot. On board with Landis, as you see Barker and Chapman just right next to him. Three laps to go. Chapman may get a run, but Landis bounced off the wall for a second. Meanwhile, race for the lead, Michael Birthday and Randy Shreves. Birthday is starting to close in on your leader. Final lap underway in Heat 1. Who's going to start on pole? It's going to be Randy Shreves. This is going to be Michael Birthday. And who's going to get the final transfer spot? Blake Chapman is through for the spot. He ran the quickest lap last time by 11:56. Shreves takes the win. And Chapman in the final transfer of the spot. The salesman makes the sale and closes it. And we're ready for heat race number 2, which is brought to you by Venom Racing. And here is the starting lineup. Preston Cranmer and Jack Clevenger on row number 1. The Money King, Kyle Moonen and Jeff Kemper, row 2. Kemper in a brand new team. Jesse Atkinson, the Pink Panther, and Roger the Bassman Craig in row number 3. And then Barry Goldner and Aiden Young round out row 4. Don't forget next week as well, for those wondering, remember, no Monday Night Madness action. We have the Jim Brown Memorial Winter Nationals for childhood cancer taking place at Volusia. Again, the schedule looks like this. We've got qualifying nights on Monday and Tuesday night. I'll be working Monday night here. We've got the Veteran First Responder Night qualifier and the Volunteers qualifiers happening earlier than that. And then Wednesday night is Soup Night. Thursday night, our finals. Our next race on Monday Night Madness will be at Lucas Oil. Start time is at 7:45 p.m. on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. One lap until we get the green flag. Jeffrey Kemper now with Gambler Motorsports, as I mentioned, a new team. There you see the Gambler logo on the top wing. Starts from the 4th position. Top 4 transfer winner on the outside of row 1 next to Randy Shreves. Green is out. Clevenger around the outside as Cranmer slid up just a bit. Takes the early lead. Moonen stuck back in 3rd, but looks around the top shelf on Preston Cranmer for the runner-up spot. Good race for 4th. Jesse Exon holds it over Jeff Kemper. Clevenger leads lap number 1. Cranmer takes a peek underneath for that race lead. However, though, Moonen around the outside. Clears for 2nd still. Good race behind Atkinson, Kemper, and Craig for 5th. But Kemper with a huge run on the Pink Panther as the 181 takes the spot away as he ride on board with the 3rd place car in Preston Cranmer. And now Kemper starts to work on the top shelf. Oh, they touch Cranmer in the wall with Kemper. A lot of bodies go flying for a second. They keep him straight, luckily, and Cranmer falls all the way back to last. Meanwhile, Jack Clevenger and Kyle Moonen have checked out. The Money King throws a slide job. Clevenger tries to fight it back here into turn 1. He goes all slide job city, but Moonen's got the lane they nearly touch. And so Moonen with an 11:59 their last time by, quickest lap of the race. Just ran 11:67 a couple moments ago, 2 laps to go. Jeff Kemper in 3rd. Jesse X is in 4th, but he's got Aiden Young 3rd in points right on his tail. Final lap is underway. Aiden may have to throw a slide job here if he wants to make it in the show. You know who's going to win this heat race? It's Kyle Moonen. Aiden Young tries for one final time off for 4. Atkinson takes the heat 4 spot. Takes the heat 2 spot in 4th. And so that does it for heat race number 2. Now we move to heat race number 3. And so we will have at least 24 cars with us tonight. So we will have a full field for our feature. And I don't know if we have a 4th heat tonight. We'll check. But our third heat race brought to you by the Salty Dogs race team. Here's the starting lineup. Donovan Ross and Devo and Jeff Flero on row number 1. Row 2, the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer looking for sponsorship. And the Goose, Chad Cote in row 2. Gentleman Jack Hitt and Superman Kurt Schetzer, row number 3. And then Macho Man Tyler Wilson and the high side banger Patrick Spangler, row 4. We know Spangler, as of right now, will have your points lead at the end of the night, but for how long will we have the points lead is the question. Or for, I should say, what will the gap be? Actually, I'm sorry, I should restate that. What will the gap be at the end of the night? We know Lacey will have 421 points by the end of the night. What will Spangler be at is the question. Spangler's worst finish is a 6th this season, so if he is worse than 6, he will be at 464 points, I believe. It would be 464 to 421 if Spangler finishes worse than 6. We'll see what happens, though, as we come to the green flag. Devo gets away with the jump. Jeff Flero, Brandon Dittmer side by side for second. Chad Cote looks to maybe go 2 for 1. Does he have the lane? The answer is not yet, but look at the run for Flero underneath. Flero tries to throw a slide job. However, though, he's got Devo cleared barely. Ross fights back and throws the slider back on Flero. Crisscross City, slide job city, whatever you want to call it. Oh, Cote's up next to me. That's Ross in the wall. And same with Cote. Devo spins like a top. Nice save, but now he goes down to the B main. Racing for fourth currently. It belongs to Patrick Spangler. Look out, Tyler Wilson and Jack Hitt. All 3 of them around. That will do it for the top 4. And the Macho Man is on his noggin. Meanwhile, wild race for fourth. I don't know if these drivers know, but they have the top 4 spots pretty much finalized right now. And they're still racing each other pretty hard for it. Flero, Dittmer, Spangler, and Cote. Let's ride on board here with the Goose in third. Man, great pass for third. And you see Dittmer, who again blames Isaac for everything, starts to close in on the Glenn Stuyers Racing 200 ride. Final lap is underway. Winner starts inside row 2. The Spider Monkey hits the Tory tire, saves it. Almost went around, and 3 drivers with a chance to win it off for 4. Jeff Flero with the heat win. Cote second, Spangler third, and Dittmer fourth. Dittmer went all guts but no glory. And so 24 drivers will make the field for tonight. We will have a full field. I believe the first time this season that we will not send anyone home from the Renegades. That's great to see. So here is the lineup for the B main. The Desert Demon, Terry Landis, and the New Hampshire Rocket, Aiden Young on row number 1. Row 2, Gentleman Jack Hitt, and the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker. Row 3, the Bassman, Roger Craig, and the Macho Man, Tyler Wilson. Row 4, the General, Andy Patton, and the Outlaw, Preston Cranmer. Row 5 is Superman, Kurt Schatzer, and Bob D. Good. And in row number 6, Barry Goldner and Devo Donovan Ross. Dino, is that you?
It is me. Hold on, let me turn down all those sound here so you don't hear Steven. And, oh, I made it to the B main this time, huh?
Yes, you made it to the B main this time.
Nice.
Dean
nice,
is
nice.
with us here. So unfortunately, Dean, no bounty for tonight as 2 of the Bandyville drivers actually make it. 3 of the Bandyville drivers did not show up, so I figured it'd be unfair.
Yeah, I saw the mid comments there in the lounge, so that's okay. We'll keep that bounty going as long as we need to keep it going.
Absolutely. B-Main brought to you by Gambler Motorsports here. as Terry Landis and Andy Young will bring us to the green here for our fun extra practice session. 10 laps here for our B main, ready for the green flag. Here we go. Middle groove is definitely slicking up, that's for sure, but it's Landis hits the tires. Aiden Young takes the lead early. Jeff Barker on the outside, 3 wide for the 5th position. Pick the 4th position. Tyler Wilson wants to take away P4. Does he have it yet? He does off of turn 2. Tries to thread the needle as well on Jeff Barker. Barker rides the wall and falls back a couple of spots. The Macho Man's in P3, Dean.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of grooves out there. I know there was plenty of grooves in the matinee. This was a fun track to race. Even when it got totally burned off, guys were running 3 different grooves.
Absolutely. Aiden Young, meanwhile, is checked out of the hotel. A 1.2 second lead on Terry Landis, biggest gap anyone has on the car behind them at the moment. You see Cranmer ahead, wing to wing. That's for P5 on the track. Preston's already up 3 spots, Dean. From the drop the green flag, nice start for him as he closes in on his buddy from the Pitside Podcast.
Yeah, even though they all make it, looks like they all make it. You know, you want to get some laps to get used to the track, but also every position means something in the starting field, especially in Renegades. Usually in the lower divisions, I always say just get into the feature and do your work there. But Renegades, every spot does mean something.
Absolutely is. Landis under attack from the Bass Band. There goes Roger underneath for
There goes
P3.
Roger.
Slon sends it in with a slider, and he takes the spot away. But Landis counters back. It's Crisscross City into turn number 2. And Roger wants it back as well. We got a couple of Hall of Famers going out of here, Dino.
Yeah, we got about 187 years on this earth, too, between the two of them.
Go to the
Roger's
white
going to
flag.
get me through that one.
Yeah, it's go to the white flag this time by. Oh, look out!
Guys.
And that is 187 seconds of reaction time, I believe.
It's just what Preston needed. Preston, you know, we talked about him, well, I talked about him last week, how he's getting more comfortable, and now it just needs some luck.
Absolutely. Checkers are out here on our B main. We actually had Donovan Ross and Andy Patton crash. Take a look at that when we get to our warm-up watch. But there you see how the second half of the lineup will start.
Ooh, that means Devo's going to have to start, yeah, shotgun. That'd be fun to watch.
Absolutely. So let's go through here and take a look.
Well, let's see, who's on the pole? Randy, okay. And then Kyle Moonen. Moonen needs some good luck. He needs a finish.
Absolutely, he does, that's for sure. All right. Let's see what happened here. This was in the back. They touch off a 2. Ooh, they did. Oh, my, what a spin for Andy. If the wings were still able to fall off, the top wings were still able to fall off on iRacing, they'd be doing that. So, what a spin there as we have our...
Actually, Marty, we got a highlight for you.
Uh-oh. We've got a highlight?
It's Chris Schaefer.
Where?
He started in turn 1 and landed in the pit entrance.
Oh my, okay. We're talking in his heat race or just now?
No, just now in the warm-ups. It's funny, you know the GG Boydell highlight that you got on there? Patrick Spangler did that today in the matinee. He hit that pole and did the exact same thing.
That's right. I think GJ had a wild ride as well in the lounge on Facebook, and I told him, "You're pretty damn lucky that this was not on broadcast." Or else we would have probably lost it on the air. And Steven says, let's go, Moonen, and congratulations to you on beating Ryan Beagle tonight.
Yeah, I actually won my first ever BRP race.
Okay, Dittmer. That flip probably cost him 83 cents. Wow. I think we blame Isaac for that.
Oh, Schatzer just went out the park, too.
Uh-oh. Are we calling this the flip pit of Cedar Lake?
Well, 1 and 2 the thing is, the fast groove of 1 and 2 is right up against that wall, no matter what car you're in. You can roll the bottom in the middle, but you're going to see most of the guys probably be up top quick. But the cushion's so thin, and the way Turn 2's wall, it's weird apexed, and it can launch you.
Yeah. Schatzer went over the pit wall as well, and over the fence where pit exit is.
Well, that's good, because he beat me with 12 1,000ths in the matinee for second. I don't hold a grudge.
That's right, a great race there.
Who won Rebels?
Rebels went to Brandon Templeton.
Okay.
So, Birthday finished second. Roger actually started from P2. So, all right, we are set to go, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Cool Ray, Oshweekend Speedway, the Coast to Coast Racing League, and all the fine drivers and sponsors. We thank you for choosing to spend your Monday night with us. It's now time to meet the field of 24, ready to take the grain for 30 laps at Cedar Lake Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the Super Dirt Car Series starting lineup. On the front row, Randy Shreves in the 56, and the Money King, Kyle Moonen in the 24. Row number 2, Jeff Flero in the 200, and Michael Birthday in the 95. Row 3, Jack Clevenger in the 78, and the Goose, Chad Cote in the 11. Row 4, Chris Schaefer in the 23, and Jeff Kemper in the 181. Rounding out the top 10, the high side banger, Patrick Spangler, and the salesman, Blake Chapman. Row 6, the Pink Panther, Jesse Atkinson in the 127, and the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer in the 83. Row number 7, the New Hampshire Rocket, Aiden Young in the 69, and the Macho Man, Tyler Wilson in the 42. Row 7, the Outlaw, Preston Cranmer in the 07, and the Desert Demon, Terry Landis in the 61. Row 9, the Bassman, Roger Craig in the 747, and Superman, Kurt Jenser in the 218. Row number 10, Gentleman Jack Hitt in the 217, and the Brewer to Beast, Jeff Parker in the 513. Row 11, Barry Goldner in the 36, and Bob the Good in the 7. And row 12 tonight, Devo, Donovan Ross in the 5, and the General Andy Patton in the 87. All right, one to go before we go racing here. Dean, I got to know, who's winning tonight?
I'm going to go with Kyle Moonen on the outside pole. I think, he needs, him and Chad Cote need some good luck first. But when you put Moonen on the outside pole, I think you got to go with him.
So you're hoping Vanderbilt stays undefeated. Give me a first-time Renegades winner here in Michael Birthday. Well, where else would you rather be than right here, right now? Time for the race against childhood cancer. Start showtime at Cedar Lake.
Almost
oh my, look out,
Jeff.
look out, look out, look out.
Hang on.
Jeff Flero and Patrick Spangler tied for points coming in with the drops, and Flero is left taking a nap. That got, man, that was not as ugly as I expected that to be.
He just misjudged going on the inside. He was trying to make it 4 wide there, and and then when he spun right in the middle of the pack, I too thought, well, this going to be a lot uglier than what it was.
Here's a look. Just got the Tory tires, and Jack Clevenger involved. Spangler. Does he keep it straight? Does he stop? The good stopped. Spangler keeps it straight. He does have some panhard bar damage.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah.
Also known as torsion bar damage.
Yeah, torsion bar damage.
I don't think there's panhard bars in sprint cars.
That's right. Close enough. But we were being told Spangler is going to the back, involved in that wreck. He will go back to 20th.
Oh, jeez.
If it's worse than 6th, he will have that race as a drop. And the points would be 464 to 421. Spangler with the lead.
Yeah, but with 29 laps to go, I mean, Patrick could still have the talent to come up for a top 10, top 7.
Absolutely. So here we go. We'll try once again as we're back to green.
What happened?
I think did they put the caution flag back out? No.
No.
Shreves?
No.
Shreves?
It's like Randy's gas pedal disconnected or something.
Yeah, and that gives the advantage to Kyle Moonen. No, it does not. Shreves with the advantage as the caution flies.
Flip going in
for-
turn 3 in the back.
Yep, Brandon Dittmer and Jeffrey Kemper.
That was weird.
We'll take a look at that. Here's Dittmer first off.
Yeah, Randy did mic up and say, sorry, but I couldn't hear what he said. I got turned down so much.
See, ooh, Kemper got the wall in front of Dittmer, and what a ride for Kemper. And landed it.
I think Randy said something about his car just shut off.
Like he hit the ignition or the start switch.
Yeah, well, there's a hotkey that you can actually hit by accident that can shut your car down, and I wonder if he maybe has that on his wheels, a hotkey or something, or the keyboard next to him, or the cat jumped on the keyboard. I've had that happen.
And there is damage as well on Randy Shreves' fuel bar, so keep that in mind. While we have a moment, Dean, real quick, want to give congratulations to you guys. New announcer, Mike Warren, the new announcer of the Super Dirt Car Series. Awesome to see big black modified fan from New York get promoted up to the position. We're going to miss Shane as well.
Absolutely, yeah. But Shane's just gotten so busy with Ferris Industries, and but Mike is a perfect fill-in.
Absolutely. After what we heard at the World Finals, right guy for the job. Perfect guy for the job. As we're back to green. Try it once again. Here comes the Money King for the lead. Slide job from Moonen. He's got it. And Kyle Moonen takes the lead away. But Michael Birthday runs in at the third spot, but he's in the wall for just a second. And now challenges Shreves for P2. He throws a slider on the 56. Does he have it away? Yes, he does. He's got him clear. And now he chases after Moonen, Dean.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting 1 and 2. 3 and 4, it's going to be slider line. You're going to see the guys come. Well, no, Moonen, little slider there. But Moonen's going middle 1 and 2, and Birthday is going to try to go right up against the wall. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But Moonen looks strong.
First 12-second lap here in this event went to Terry Landis. Now in the 10th spot as we got trouble with Preston Cranmer and maybe more.
And it looks like Randy had another issue.
Spangler's also involved as well as the caution flies. Here's what happened to the Outlaw. Was there contact with Moonen? Yes, there was. A lot like what happened with Craig and Sargent in the heat racing earlier tonight. Craig and Kyle Sargent, to be specific. You see Patrick as well in it.
That yellow saved Randy. Randy got into the wall in between 3 and 4 and scrubbed off a lot of speed, and he probably would have lost 2 or 3 positions easy, but now with the yellow, he goes back to third.
Ooh, that's a big shot he took from Gentleman Jack. Lights are off the Steve King Foundation pace truck as we get set to go back to the green flag. So Devo said that Randy spun his tires on that restart, so that's what happened.
I don't know. His car didn't wiggle.
Yeah, so. But come back to the green flag. 6 laps go up in the books. Kyle Moonen leads them. Michael Birthday second. Randy Shreves third. Jack Clevenger fourth. Jed Cote fifth. Got to be careful up as well. Dean, I just noticed turn 2. It's got a motocross hump on it. Here we go. Birthday underneath. Doesn't work.
Yeah, I'm surprised Moonen's not doing that slider line in 3 and 4 because the slider line is definitely faster.
Lily's right on board with Birthday. Goes to the middle of the track. Moonen shut the door, played a little bit of defense. 8 laps are in the books as your race is on for the lead. Birthday sparks off the wall. Pan and Wilson crash. Do we have a caution? No, we do not. They are in 4, and now the yellow flies.
That is a Knoxville-sized motocross Berman, too.
Absolutely. Take a look at what happened. Patton up the track. Where's Wilson coming to this? Wilson's the back. Ooh, Patton came down in front of Flaro. Up the racetrack and spins right in front of the Macho Man. And Tyler goes cartwheeling.
And then Preston disconnected as well. So his bad luck continues.
That's right on board with Tyler. Ouch. Hard hit for Tyler. Bad luck continues for him as well. So we go green again, this time by. Actually, next time by, correction. Just taking a look at my notes here, Dean. Michael Birthday, this is his 7th start in the Renegades. It's never won in the A
And
division.
he's capable of winning. The reason why I don't think he has been a Renegade driver is because he just doesn't race enough. You got to race a certain amount of times also to get up to the Renegades, but I think he's definitely Renegade talent.
We'll have 21 laps to go when we take the green flag for our restart, and there it is. Great restart from Kyle Moonen as he makes his way into 1 and 2. Top 2 run the high side. Clevenger the first one down on the basement line. Shreves in 4th, Cote 5th. Shreves has a challenger, but a race for the lead for Birthday underneath Dean. Looks for it.
I tell you, in the matinee, when this track got blown off, that middle was not a bad lane to use, and Michael's using it.
Look at that.
Look at that, yeah. No, it was working.
Amazing bite from Birthday. Doesn't throw the slider in turns 1 and 2. That allows Moonen to keep the race lead. Moonen washes up for just a bit. Birthday tries to pull up inside. He cannot. He may shift back up to the top. And he actually stays in the middle, opens up the gap for Kyle Moonen just a bit. You got Aiden Young in 5th, Chad Cote in 4th, nearly 3 wide in 3 and 4 as Shreves rides the wall. How about this comeback for Chad Cote, Dean? Remember, this is the guy that's missed the last 2 races due to DNQs and guys getting into him and taking him out of the race and wrecking. He is in 4th.
Me and Chad, we messaged each other during the week, and I think he was looking for a Buddha or an Allah or somebody to pray with to try to just finish a race or even qualify.
Let's go back to the race for the lead as the cross flags fly. 15 up, 15 down. You're on board with Michael Birthday as he tries to get up to Kyle Moonen for the race lead. There is some lap traffic ahead. That's Patton in the 87. The leaders may endeavor here. Let's go to Aiden Young, up 8 spots for the drop of the green flag. Remember, he won the B main, so he started in the 13th spot. He is in 5th, but how about as well Kurt Schatzer, currently your biggest mover, up 10. And same for Donovan Ross up 10, but Ross is in the 13th spot. Young's got company from Blake Chapman up top. And the salesman takes away P5, nearly puts Aiden Young into bankruptcy. Clevenger hangs on to the bottom step of the podium for right now. Cote in 4th. Again, you're on board with Cote, and look how much Blake Chapman closes in off turn 2. He looks really good off the corner. 11 laps to go. Again, Moonen still 0.3 of a second advantage on Michael Birthday. They have just left Andy Patton a couple of moments ago. Next driver they will catch is DeGood in the 7.
Yeah, it looks like it's going back to the top. I think what it is, though. Oh, hang on there, Michael. When you get a lot of laps in a row, you get in the groove, and then you go back up top and feel comfortable. And I think that's where these two have done. They're just going to go up top, and then they're going to try slider towards the end, I think.
Birthday just could not pull up as much entering turn number 3, so he stays in P2. 8 laps to go. Moonen rides the wall for just a moment, but remember, got to be careful, especially of that Knoxville bump in the 2nd corner. Now the gap increases to a half second. Again, Moonen looking to keep Vanderbilt Racing undefeated. Oh, Birthday to the wall again. Oh, man, he's out. It's flipping. Yeah. Wild flip for the 95. And Clevenger gets a piece of that. Chapman is also involved. The caution flag flies.
I'm going to go on something that I think happened, and I don't know if he knew, and I'm going to see if Michael can hear this or mention. His wing all of a sudden went all the way back, and that, as slick as the track gets, you really don't want your wing to go all the way back, and he was pushing, and it was hard to hold the car up top, and I just wonder if he didn't know that wing went back.
A lot of net code for him as well. That net code caused the flip. If that doesn't, I think he keeps the car straight. Obviously loses a lot of time. He would have lost second too. And so that definitely moves everyone else up 1 except for the leader and Kyle Moonen. Yeah, he just couldn't hang on to it. And let's give credit as well the driver that's running in 6th spot. Patrick Spangler was a part of the lap 1 incident with Jeff Flero, and he is up into P6.
As tough as all the competitors are in Renegades, if there's one guy that I'm going to pick to come from the back because he can go all out on the top like nobody else can, sometimes it bites him, sometimes it works, it's Patrick Spangler.
Does he have enough time, though? We'll find out. 6 laps to go when we take the green. Kyle Moonen looks for win 2, won at Eldora earlier this season, and looks to keep Vanderbilt undefeated. Here we go. 6 laps remain. Nice restart for the 24.
Okay, got in the wall in turn 1 and checked up a little bit.
Really,
Blake's trying to get him.
Here we go as the salesman looks for P3 on the racetrack. Can he get at the line? Just barely, I think, Dean.
Yeah, and Blake's trying to make that middle work right now until they get that momentum back up top. I think that middle will work for about 3-4 laps until everyone gets going up top.
4 laps to go. Spangler just about hit the wall in the center of 3 and 4. Cote Sparks as well. Best race is for that 5th position between Aiden Young and Patrick Spangler. There's some stacking up just a little bit. 3 laps to go. A 1.1 second lead for Kyle Moonen, who looks to keep Vanderbilt Racing undefeated this season. And what a car he has had tonight. Started from 2nd as he is 2 laps away from victory lane. Chapman still races Cote for 3rd. Spangler stuck in the 6th position. Look at Schatzer, nearly touches with Spangler. They keep him straight for right now, but the final lap is underway for the Money King, Kyle Moonen.
It's a hornet's nest for 2nd on back.
Another great race for the 24, win number 2 of the season, and Vanderbilt still bats 1,000. The Money King, Kyle Moonen in victory lane at Cedar Lake. Clevenger 2nd, Cote for 3rd, Chapman 4th, and Spangler 5th. Kurt Schatzer is 8th, up 10, but Donovan Ross is up 12. He is your all-about tie-dye hard charger.
Good run for Devo.
So we'll see how the points stand for Patrick Spangler. As Kyle's just playing bumper cars for the drivers that were on the podium, telling them, get out of here, get out of here. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Roger's going to come in and...
I think you're going to hear a happy winner, a relieved and happy winner.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And no, folks...
You know, I'm square, Kyle. Come on. Act like you've been there. Come on, jeez.
And no, folks, the Vanderbilt bounty does not go up by $1.01.
So, you know, Moonen was all against it this week. He was the one creating all the steam and all the stink. He should have confidence in himself.
Yeah.
You ask him that, Marty.
I'll let you ask that, Dean. So, but your top 3 will pose for a photo.
Look at Roger getting his photo bomb in.
Yep.
Actually, he's just making sure it looks good for the photo. But
I think so.
I think it's Roger's secret way to get a photo bomb too.
Yeah, that too. So again, we'll get the top 3 in here in a moment. But again, don't forget Monday Night Madness is off next week as we've got the Winter Nationals.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Me too. I will be working the Monday portion of the Winter Nationals. Unfortunately,
I'm racing Tuesday.
Nice. Unfortunately,
I'll still come in the booth for you.
Awesome. Unfortunately, I will not be with you guys either Tuesday through Thursday as I have other broadcasts, games that I have to commit to. So, but let's get to the podium here. We'll begin with our 3rd place finisher in Chad Cote.
This Chad Cote in 3rd on the podium, talking to us after the last 2 weeks.
Absolutely, Chad. I'll begin with this. How relieved are you after what you've been going through?
Oh, it feels good. I can tell you that.
Absolutely, man. But what you've had to go through as a whole these past couple of weeks, definitely huge for you.
Oh, absolutely. You're right. It was just unlucky, to be honest. Like, I went back and watched it, and it's racing. And what are you going to do, right? I mean, you can't make the show all of the time.
Do you be honest? Do you doubt yourself and thinking what you're doing wrong? Why am I know this is my first time in Renegades. But we all know Chad Cote is a renegade. He's a renegade caliber driver. But does anything get into your head a little bit when you have luck like that?
Yeah, sometimes. I won't lie.
All right. Other than that, what were the big positives you took away from this one?
Overall, it was a great race, honestly. I figured Jack's car was kind of broke, so he was struggling, but I wasn't all the greatest either. I mean, I came home third, but Blake was down my throat probably the last, 10 laps-ish? I could hear him, so... But no, overall, as a night, it was good, considering everything that's gone on lately.
You don't want to look in your mirror those last 5 laps.
Absolutely. Holy cow, it was crazy. So, who do you want to give shout-outs to on the run?
Everyone over at American Dirt Motorsports, our sponsors, Dirt Company Media House, Ram Designs, 34 Raceway, Highline Racing, Marty, you for the broadcast, and Roger for the league.
Alrighty, well, we'll let
job,
you go, man. Great job.
Thanks, guys. It was nice to be back.
Absolutely. Great to see you again, Chad, on the podium. Let's go to Jack Clevenger in our second position. Jack, wild string of final laps there for you. A huge hornet's nest. How were you able to survive that and finish P2?
I think I bent my front axle there when Flaro got into the tires on the start. So my car was totally different than it felt in practice. Felt really good in practice, and then all of a sudden I'm super tight. And hopefully I wasn't in the way too bad, but got to do what you got to do there. Just held on as best I could.
Definitely had a really good car tonight, man. Up 3 spots, started 5th, finishing 2nd. What other positives do you take away from this?
Yeah, like I said, the car was really good in practice there. I think I was fastest in practice and felt really good going in. And then, like I said, I think I bent the front end or something got messed up, and it was just totally different. So just knowing that I can hang up there sometimes is nice to do.
With about 5 to go, Jack, going into 3, did you drop an oh shh when you went in the wall?
Yeah, I definitely. I never enter on the top into 3. I usually slide myself and kind of hit it coming out. And for some reason, I don't know what I was doing there. I was like, oh shit, I'm going into turn 3. I better turn. And a little late.
Hey, Marty, I told you said it.
Yep, absolutely. Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
Just shout out to Devo and Keith and all those guys at Rudine, Marty, you and Dean for the broadcast, Roger and all the guys over at C2C for the host. We appreciate it all.
Hey, Jack, sorry, Marty, I got one question. I know the Rudine family when they own the car and the All-Stars, and I know the Rudine Foundation and everything. What does the Rudine family have with you and Devo? Do you really know them personally? Have they helped you out?
Yeah, so Kevin, Devo used to work on Kevin's car years ago, and he's always talks to Kevin and all that, and kind of approached Kevin about the whole deal. And Kevin said, yeah, I'll give you guys some, I think he sponsored one of the races and stuff like that. So Devo knows him. I've met him, through the racing with next to him and stuff like that. But yeah, Devo knows him pretty good.
I always wanted to ask that. That's cool.
All right, Jack, we'll let you go. Great run.
Thanks, guys.
All right, that's Jack Clevenger, our 2nd place finisher. Now it's time to go to Cool Ray Victory Lane, talk with your winner, the Money King, Kyle Moonen, 2nd win of the season. Kyle, I think that's as happiest as I've ever seen you celebrate a victory.
Oh, happy, speechless.
Yeah, he's speechless.
Kyle, you're making for bad TV here, my friend. Unmute your mic. Come on.
This is pretty funny.
Come on, you got a better voice than I do.
While we're at it, this Victory Lane is brought to you by Cool Ray Victory Lane. Cool Ray's goal is to make sure that race tradition of 100% customer satisfaction lives on today. Cool Ray is proud of their reputation of providing excellent service to homeowners and businesses in Georgia. Their mission is to continue to build long-lasting relationships with their customers through their winning spirit and commitment to 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Excuse me. All right, Moon, you got us?
I got you.
All righty.
Yeah.
I'll repeat the question here. That was probably about as happy as I've ever seen you celebrate.
Yeah, I was happy about that one. I felt like I had a little bit of pressure on me this week. Goldner and Lacey not showing up. I'm like, well, is the bounty is it gonna stay? Is it, because Lacey's won 4 of them, and I think Goldner and I snuck in 1 or 2, and it's like, man, I don't know if I want to take it on by myself, but it would worked out.
We had a majority miss, so yeah. It safe to
I
say
was
it was.
picking on you, Kyle. Would you? Oh, we shouldn't have the bounty. I'm the only one that's gonna rig. Come on, have some confidence in yourself, Moonin.
Yeah, I know. I don't like to get too cocky though, because that's when it bites me. So.
But I mean, you had the car to beat pretty much tonight. But how about that challenge that Michael gave you?
Yeah, he was definitely right there. It was definitely going to take a big move. I hadn't. I was telling Clevenger I haven't got on and ran any practice laps and forever. I just try to get in the session. It's always kind of bit me before trying to practice, and then earlier I was like, all right, I need to run some laps and get through 1 and 2. Good, to me is kind of the big thing, getting around here. So I got on and ran about 20 laps earlier trying to rip around the fence, and it paid off.
What did Randy say on that first restart? It looked like his car jumped out of gear or shut off.
That's what I told him. I said I thought he shut the car off. He said he spun the tires.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm not sure there. Like you said, I thought he hit the ignition button or ran out of fuel already or whatever.
The car didn't wiggle like it spun the tires.
Yeah, no, just who knows, might have been sleeping or something. I'm just glad the car didn't get torn up there.
Yeah,
absolutely, man. Well, you know why we call you the Money King? Because of charity races, and next week we got the Winter Nationals. What's the outlook like for you in Volusia?
I don't know. We'll see. I guess we'll see how it goes. I've got some work to do, with the 305s and the 358s. Those are definitely my tougher classes, I guess you could say. And then just got to have some luck on my side for sure. It's a long week running 4 classes like that. You can't get over aggressive, but you can't be under aggressive either. So it's just kind of trying to find that sweet spot, make points all week, and have good finishes.
Are all the bandy guys going to try to run all the divisions?
I believe so. I think myself, Lacey, Goldner, I think Barry's running. I think Jesse might even hop back in and run.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep, so.
Jesse Bandy to possibly come back. I like to hear that, man. Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
Who was it? Dean Spangler, definitely for sure. He's the first one. I think that was it. Dean Spangler. Whatever Spangler was in the chat. He thought we were all too. Yeah, Gary. He thought we were too scared to show up, but him, all the guys at Bandy Built, Rosgren at Velocity Race Design, you guys for the broadcast, and everyone that helps put the league on.
All right, man. Well, again, Bandy Built undefeated. Enjoy this one. Talk to you next week. Great job.
Good job.
All right, appreciate it, guys. Take it easy.
Kyle Moonen celebrating Cool Ray Victory Lane. A big win for him tonight. Second win of the season for the driver of the number 24. Here are the results. Moonen with the win by 2.2 seconds on Jack Clevenger. Cote third, Chapman fourth, Spangler fifth, Young sixth, Atkinson seventh, Schatzer eighth, Shreves ninth, and Landis was 10th. Great run for Terry Landis tonight. David Ross in 11th, our biggest mover tonight, up 12 positions. A great run for him as well after a tough B main. And of course, Michael Birthday with a 20th place finish, a tough break for him. Same goes for Tyler Wilson and Jeff Flair, who each had tough cars. All right, y'all know what time it is. The cutest segment. It's buddy time.
He's sleeping on the other end of the table.
And you woke him up. You woke him up just for this. Aww.
He's okay. He's okay. Well, he is a star.
Yes, he is a star.
He does like his limelight.
He needs to. He is
a star. We'll get him back on the wheel. Here he is.
Yeah,
He's
get him back on that wheel.
There he goes.
He likes to drive. Probably thinking, you woke me up just for this? Come on, Daddy. Come on. So, alrighty. Well, with that being said, we got Fallujah next week for the Winter Nationals, and of course,
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah,
I really am.
We really
I'm
are.
running all 4 divisions. I put up $25 for the overall champion of the 4 divisions, and then I'm also matching $25 to send to the children's charity as well. And, hopefully a lot of other people help out. And Roger puts a lot of time. Roger and everybody puts a lot of time into the charity events, and hopefully they get a good field. And I hope sprint car guys get in the modifieds, and the modified guys get in the sprint cars, and let's have some fun.
Absolutely. You do not want to miss out on that. Prices begin at $10 for a race. You don't want to miss out on that. For more info, go to c2crl.com/Winter Nationals. So that will do it here for us tonight. Excuse me, correction. It is $15 now, starting at $15. The early bird sale.
Yeah, the price probably went up.
Yes.
Yep.
So with that being
said, just do all 4 divisions. Just put in the money.
Absolutely. So
going to a good cause.
Yeah, do all 4. Definitely recommend it. So that'll do it for us. On behalf of everyone at the Coast to Coast Racing League, all the fine drivers and sponsors, Roger Craig and his amazing team. On behalf of Dean Reynolds, I'm Marty Sakala signing off. Congratulations to your winners tonight. We had Gavin Chatham in the Raiders, Michael Birthday in the Rebels, and Kyle Moonen in the Renegades. So long, everyone.